Hello, B movie reviews. Welcome to the apocalypse. Okay, this time I have a movie called Super from 2010. It was directed by James Gunn, written and directed by James Gunn, starring Rainn Wilson, Ellen Page, Liv Tyler, and Kevin Bacon. And there is a small bit role or kind of a cameo with Nathan Fillion. Basically, the premise of the story, it's basically Rainn Wilson is this guy who's kind of been shy, kind of been picked on all his life, but somehow he gets lucky and he marries Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler leaves him, and Rainn Wilson's character sinks, more and more and more into depression. Basically, he has what he thinks is a vision from God to become a superhero. So what he does, he makes a homemade costume, and he uses a monkey wrench as a weapon, and he goes out and quote unquote fights crime. He basically goes out and cold cocks people with his wrench. Um, Along the way, he is befriended by Liv Tyler, who's this quirky girl who works at a comic book store, and she helps him out a few times and eventually becomes his sidekick. And like I said, we follow them around. Rainn Wilson character kind of, he kind of gets in a little bit over his head when it comes to like fighting actual crime and actual bad guys and things like that. But he does become obsessed with. Oh, I should have mentioned that Liv Tyler leaves him for the Kevin Bacon character. Kevin Bacon's character is this kind of sleazy guy who's this sort of drug dealer, and it's kind of implied that he's either the manager or the owner of a strip joint somewhere. And like I said, Rainn Wilson's character becomes obsessed with rescuing Liv Tyler from the Kevin Bacon character, and of course everything comes to a head, and we have a pretty we'll get to that in a moment. Basically, I like the film. I thought it was really interesting. It's really offbeat. It's really it's not obviously it's not a straight action flick. It's really kind of a dark comedy with satirical edges around it. I like the dialogue. For the most part, I like the pacing of the film. I thought it did a good job of building suspense. I thought, even though the humor was kind of weird and offbeat, it mostly worked. I thought almost all the performances were great. Actually, I did think all the performances were great. I thought Rainn Wilson was spot on. I thought Ellen Page was excellent. Kevin Bacon was excellent. The only one who was disappointing was Liv Tyler, and it's really not her fault. She was good with what she was given. I just think that the script didn't give her enough to do. I thought her character was a little bit underdeveloped. I hate to admit it, but she kind of functioned just as the damsel in distress, so to speak. But I thought it would have been really interesting, given what they do give of her background and her backstory. It would have been very interesting to see a little bit more of the story from, if not from her side exactly, at least more of her, doing things. Um, my biggest disappointment with the movie is basically the end. And the thing about the end is, it's not even that it's a bad ending. I don't think it's a bad ending. But when we get to the climax, it's a very conventional climax. It's the sort of thing you would get in a normal movie. Up until this point, like the first two-thirds of this movie, like I said, it's very offbeat and it's very unconventional. But when we get to the climax, it's exactly something that could have come out of, a low-budget, cheesy, action flick. You know what I mean? And it unfortunately, and I don't know, again, I don't know if this is, maybe there were some scenes cut, maybe there's some dialogue change or whatever. It inadvertently, well, I don't even know if it's inadvertent, but the ending of the movie lets the Rainn Wilson character off the hook. Up until this point, like I said, the first two-thirds, three-thirds of the movie, Rain is in over his head, and there's consequences to his actions. And without giving things away, he's not really the best at keeping his identity a secret. And when you get to the end and the movie, truly ends, you're like, wait a minute, what about X, Y, and Z that happened. Shouldn't there have been some follow up? You know what I mean? But that's really my biggest quibble. It's not even that it's even a bad ending. It's just that it was a little bit too conventional, and I think they left maybe one or two plot threads dangling. But that's basically it. I liked it. I thought it was really good. If you're looking for a movie that's like I said, a little bit different, a little bit offbeat, a little bit unconventional. It's not a straight superhero flick, but it is kind of funny and entertaining in a kind of a dark way. So yeah, that's it. I got to thank you very much, and you enjoy the rest of your day.